Affirmative Reaction Podcast. 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 Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
So, this is the Affirmative Reaction Podcast. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time out today. If you like what you hear, please comment, share, subscribe. If you don't like what you hear, please comment. We would love to hear your thoughts. Heck, if you got any ideas, anything you like to hear, comment. You can hit us up in the DM on Twitter, AR20 Podcast. Like the page on Facebook, Instagram, whatever the social medias. Affirmative Reaction Podcast it is. But what are you supposed to say in these times? Happy New Year?
Happy New Year.
It's a freaking new year, whatever that means. It, no offense to anybody, but it kind of don't really mean nothing to me. Like, it's not exciting. It's nothing to celebrate.
It's literally just another day.
Yeah, but I must admit, I'm full curmudgeon, so it's not much that's just, this day. But no, seriously though,
especially when you take out the celebration part, it's like,
right?
What's left?
The date.
It's just a reason to be with other people and drink or whatever they do. But
yeah, and there's all kind of reasons to do that. Somebody just graduated.
Cinco de Mayo,
St. Patrick's Day, birthdays, Christmas,
Kwanzaa,
Thanksgiving,
COVID.
But no, that's what I was about to say though. Seriously though, happy New Year. 2020 was weird. I guess for me, it just went by a little quicker than I thought.
Like really fast.
So whatever. 2020 was weird. Whatever. Insert obligatory.
I mean, they played an entire football season. I usually watch every week. I didn't really watch anything.
Insert obligatory COVID remark. You got anything about 2020? Anything that stuck out? Anything memorable?
No, not other than that.
No. I will say, I'm interested to see how much more woke can those quote unquote they, whoever they are, can they be in 2021?
Oh, it's coming. Starting January 20.
Right? Joe Biden. So with that said,
wokeness starts.
We starting this program off with some headline reactions. We have some news sites up, and we're just gonna see what kind of clickbait we have, see if it's worth reading. And we're gonna start with America's most trusted name in news. CNN.
The Clinton News Network.
That's what they say. Lock her up. No, I ain't say that. I don't want to be canceled.
They said that once at a rally. I remember that, but I never said it.
So look, here we go. First headline reaction of 2021 on CNN is election lawsuit thrown out. A federal judge dismissed a lawsuit from several Republicans trying to force Vice President Pence to interfere in the Electoral College. Great, more election stuff.
I thought that was over.
The election?
Yeah.
No.
They officially said that Biden's the president.
I mean, they're keeping the fight going. I mean, if it's...
The Democrats did that last time.
They did.
So...
If, they'll
literally find anything to just hold
like you said before, if they can do it, if they got the right, if it's within the law, if it's a challenge, send it, whatever.
But what they're doing is they're like saying, "Hi, you lost another one."
Right.
You were on CNN now, buddy.
One of the things
that's why it's the biggest font, the boldest font. Yeah. Everything else is lesser.
One of the things it is doing.
Look, it's even lesser than the U.S. surpasses 20 million cases.
Yeah,
so
really
they care
is.
about that more than the cases.
Well, I mean, it's a lot to be said about COVID and the cases.
What's up with that Vanilla Ice, though, for real?
With Trump a no-show Mar-a-Lago guests left the party maskless with Giuliani and Vanilla. I gotta click on that. We have to click on that.
Left to. Okay, so the guest had to party with Giuliani and Vanilla Ice, but no Trump.
And no mask.
No masks. Wait, what does that have to do with Trump not being there, though? The way they worded it is like he had something to do with the maskless part of it.
Hey, that's that clickbait.
That's true.
I clicked on, I had Vanilla Ice.
Did Vanilla Ice cause them not to wear masks?
I will be completely honest with you. The last thing that I was expecting to read and see and or hear was Vanilla Ice.
Dude, they got his picture. I gotta see what he looks like. With a mask or without.
Let's read some news here. Guest who paid 4 figures for tickets to President Donald Trump's annual New Year's Eve party were left to party with his personal attorney Rudy Giuliani, his 2 adult sons, and various figures from the conservative media, none of whom wore masks, after the president made a last-minute decision to ditch the event and return to Washington.
Oh,
all right.
I didn't get my money's worth.
All right, so one, I guess Rudy Giuliani is COVID free.
I thought he was dying. He had his face falling off and all that shit.
Well, seriously,
stuff.
It was dripping off. That was COVID dripping off his face.
He farted on somebody?
He did.
When he had the COVID? Didn't he actually have COVID?
Yeah, he had COVID.
And now, okay. He got something. Chlorine or Vaseline or Clorox or whatever you inject in there. What was it? Bleach.
Something you're supposed to drink. Yeah.
There you go.
No official explanation for the president's early departure. So apparently, Donald Trump skipped his own New Year's Eve party. Big whoop. That's
Bruce Wayne done that in that movie.
That was one of the top 3 headlines, along with the election news, the itty bitty COVID news, and then something about Giuliani partying with Donald Trump. Or not partying with Donald Trump.
You're the president of the United States. You got your own resort, and you hosting a New Year's Eve party. And the best you can find is Vanilla Ice and Berlin to play. Where did they come from? What rock did he dig them out from under? Were they the only 2 that would not wear masks?
Trump probably was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm gonna skip this one."
Man, I tried to get Foreigner, but they said no.
Giuliani was like, "You gotta get down here. You gotta get down here."
Berlin. What? I know Berlin had a hit. What was it? I'm gonna have to use my Google on this one.
All right, so let's move on to Fox News.
Go back. I want to see if they had his picture.
No.
You mean to tell me you're gonna have this party and not show Vanilla Ice's picture?
There is no picture of Vanilla Ice.
Well,
what is his name? Rob Van Winkle?
Hard Right Mike knows him personally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he said he used to do a lot of club stuff in Vegas. Oh, take my breath away. That's Berlin. You mean to tell me they done the Ghost song on New Year's Eve, dude?
They probably did. Cyndi Lauper performed last night, too.
She cool, though.
In Vogue performed.
Damn.
They was pulling out all the old stops.
Ain't nobody wanting to get that COVID, I guess.
Nah, so moving on to FoxNews.com. What is their tagline?
It is necessary.
I think it's like America, like...
they don't even have it on the page.
They don't? They say that's not...
I thought that was America's most trusted news source.
Nah, that's CNN. Or is it like America's #1 name in news, and this is America's most trusted news?
I don't know, but a lot of Republicans don't like him anymore because apparently they turned on Trump.
Some turned on him, some I just like, look, let's just...
Lindsey Graham, dude.
So, the biggest headline on FoxNews.com, is it necessary? Graham supports Trump's call for bigger stimulus checks as McConnell doubled down on opposition. I found it funny, not sure how interesting, but there was a bit of an odd couple scenario when Bernie Sanders was agreeing with President Trump. And the American people forget $2,000 from the billionaires. But nah, what else we got here on Fox News? Goodbye, Gavin. Tammy Bruce, why the effort to remove California's liberal governor will be successful.
I hope it is.
I hope so too. It's horrible.
He is absolute disaster.
He's horrible. Uh-oh. Pelosi home targeted. Apparently Antifa.
Oh, a pig's head.
Apparently Antifa vandalized her home by spray painting. Give us like our.
Oh, she has a home in San Francisco. I wonder how much that costs.
Probably one of her homes in San Francisco.
Antifa don't like her. I thought she's a liberal.
Antifa don't like anybody. They don't.
That's right.
They don't like anybody except, purple hair, pink hair people.
That's very true.
The backlash to the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's handling of the Corona stimulus bill could be hitting close to home, literally. Show the pictures. Oh, they tried to cover it up with plastic bags.
That's her home?
One of them. $2,000 crossed, so they have $2,000 crossed out. Cancel rent. Oh. All this is painted on her garage. We want everything. Antifa.
That sounds like Anarchists to me.
Signed Antifa. Look at that.
It has an anarchy symbol.
Right, now that's the Antifa.
No, it ain't.
Well, that's what they do.
They got that flag or something.
I mean, that's what they do. You know it's Antifa though. Signed. Here's our.
That could be anybody.
They tried to pull a Banksy. Funny. That's funny. Wasn't she one of the ones talking about like Antifa was just an idea? Like,
did they vandalize the neighbors? I mean, did they specifically know that's her house?
Apparently, yeah.
I mean,
could this
does it say Pelosi cancel rent? I mean, it could be anybody that does that.
Could this be another one of those social hate crime hoaxes?
Yeah, maybe.
I think I thought we was done with that. I thought we was done with hate crime hoaxes.
Maybe Juicy Smollett went down there and done this.
He probably did, or whoever spray painted the stuff on LeBron's house. Didn't it say like N-word with the hard R go home or something like that?
Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
So in New York City, in the Soho district, which is a pretty affluent part of town, Manhattan, I believe.
Now we'll have to get Frankie Sweets to verify that.
Yes, sir. A white lady, and this is the headline, like one of the headlines. A white lady accused a black teen of stealing her iPhone, and she tried to tackle him or something like that. And so from that little situation, there's a video of it. It went viral. She's yelling at him, "Wow, that's my phone!" You know, so they're clowning her. They're not even taking her serious.
Right. She was smaller than a 14-year-old boy.
Right.
Like she was below his shoulders, and he was just pushing her away. Now he's a big guy, but
yeah,
but still, she was no threat to him.
And after all that, I'll just say two names, and you can tell where it's going: the Reverend Al Sharpton and Ben Crump, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not familiar with Ben Crump.
So Ben Crump is a civil rights lawyer.
Is that him over there?
Yes, with the purple tie.
Oh, he looks like Bernie Mac.
I hate my lips.
That's not an insult. He looks fly.
He does. He's pretty dapper there.
Yeah.
Because for one thing, he takes these high profile cases and he doesn't work pro bono.
He knows.
He's Breonna Taylor's lawyer.
Really?
Yeah. He was Jacob Blake's lawyer. Something like that. He's a
funny.
You know, he supports Black Lives Matter and all that. Then of course Al Sharpton. Whenever race is involved, it's Al Sharpton. Now you would think Black Lives Matter would be in this, but the boy didn't get shot.
Right.
So, and
there was no cops involved.
Right. So now cops are. They want the cops to be involved because attorney Ben Crump wants this lady to be charged with assault because she tried to tackle him. And if you watch the video, she's the only one that ended up on the ground.
Right.
And they're saying that, he got scratches on his hands. Yeah. Look at this kid. First of all.
No, that's not him.
That is him. With the.
No. That's his dad.
That's his dad. Yeah, okay.
Because it says in the article, he didn't even attend this.
Okay. Right, that's his dad. His dad. He's a jazz musician.
But he looks like that, though.
And I know this isn't connected, but how coincidental, how ironic, how funny that this happened to a black jazz musician while a movie about a black jazz musician is out right now. So, I was like, that is hilarious.
Life imitates
art? Or
art imitates
one of them.
Yeah.
Social justice, one of them. But before I start getting into this article a little bit.
I ain't seen that. Have you seen it?
So, yeah, it was pretty good. It was really good.
I heard that. I think I'm going to watch it.
So, look at the picture that they have up here. This is... Now,
is that Michael Rappaport back there?
I don't think so. That's a token white guy. That's a token white guy.
Michael Rappaport?
No, that's not Michael Rappaport.
It
don't look like him.
There's a fucking moose out here.
but look at the no social justice distancing. Ben Crump, and that's his mom talking like she's almost in tears. She's speaking, no mask. Ben Crump doesn't have on a mask. No social justice distancing. What I learned in 2020 is you are immune from COVID as long as you are together for social justice. And I think it got to be, it's like one kind of specific social justice, because there's a lot of social justices out there. It's racial. As long as you are for racial justice, that's the cure for COVID, dude. Why you think like they only show Republicans and right-leaning people getting it?
But I can understand her. She doesn't even have like hanging off her face. She doesn't even have one. Nah, he doesn't either. Like maybe I could excuse her because she's talking on a mic, but what is he doing standing right beside her without one?
It wouldn't go with his outfit.
Oh, you could put a zebra mask on.
So this article from Spectrum News, New York: parents of black with a capital B teen falsely accused of crime demand justice alongside civil rights leaders. What justice? What justice? The justice for this lady clowning herself? They was clowning the lady in the video. First of all, there was nothing racial about this. Except that she was white and they're black and they're both effing
Well,
Soho.
One of my notes is, I'm not a race expert, but that woman does not look white. Did you look at her? She looks like a Latina.
I wasn't even paying that much attention.
No, I looked. They found some social media.
Yeah.
She looks like a Latina to me. She's light-skinned, but she doesn't look white.
She might not be. She might be on
this particular article doesn't specify that she was white either.
She might be on some Sean King stuff. She might be like Sean King white.
It looked like that nurse that was showing her box on OnlyFans. I ain't lying. It might be the same woman.
It was
Wasn't that New York?
That's why she needed the iPhone, dude. That's why she needed the iPhone. But here we go. Kat Rodriguez got emotional talking about what happened to her son during a press conference just held outside City Hall. They had a press conference for this. Yeah, and
I highlighted after the press conference, both parents and Reverend Sharpton took their case to Manhattan District Attorney Cy Vance. So can you just walk into a district attorney's office and say, here's a case? Like, how does that work?
If it's about some kind of racial, social, civil justice, apparently.
I mean, when was this?
And they're trying to charge her for a crime.
When does it say when they actually, December 30th?
This actually happened in like...
No, I mean the press conference.
Oh, yeah, the press conference was Wednesday. This past Wednesday.
I mean, so was the district attorney's office even open? Did they just... Was he expecting them? Like, is this the whole... Like, Cy Vance, did he know they were just going to go from there to there?
It's interesting that the energy they put in this one.
Can, like, normal citizens just deliver a case to the district attorney?
Apparently so.
Well, I got some things to say to our district attorney then.
If Trump was black and he alleged voter fraud, we'd be investigating it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I tried to make it.
Look at it. It says, if the roles would have been reversed, this is from Crump. There we go. If the roles would have been reversed and you had a black capital, adult attacking a white non-capital, teenager, and falsely accusing the white teenager of taking a cell phone, we know that he wouldn't have been arrested he would have been arrested for assault and battery. Actually, we don't know that.
I know that.
You know what I mean?
It would not have happened. It would have been another viral video of some crazy black lady going crazy on some. It would have just been like crazy lady,
right?
Crazy lady go crazy over iPhone. Like you remember is this viral video of some lady talking reckless on an airplane?
I'm sure.
It wasn't like black lady goes crazy. It was just crazy lady on the airplane. But if it's like one of these white ladies, just crazy white Karen.
Yeah.
They put everybody in a racial group, man. I mean, it's funny. Don't get me wrong. I personally think racial stereotypes are hilarious, and racial
that makes the jokes funny.
Are hilarious.
If there weren't stereotypes, the jokes wouldn't be funny, or they wouldn't work.
I think this is ruining it for me, man, because they taking this extremely serious, and it puts me in a position to clown it. And it's about this serious issue. Racial, social justice, black people, capital B, white.
What made it racist? Like, why is that racist?
So
did she scream the N-word or whatever?
No, she didn't say anything about it. The fact is, I mean,
was this a setup or is it just a coincidence? Somebody else stole her phone. Maybe she actually lost her phone.
She left it in the Uber. The Uber driver brought it back. The Uber driver brought her phone back, her iPhone. I think it's only because it's an iPhone. iPhones are that serious.
Yeah, I know, but
it's not the race. It's only because she's white.
And then they're trying to say that the hotel staff should have done something. The whole incident lasted 10 seconds. What could you have done?
The hotel dude was just like, let her see the phone. It was like, no.
It's not like she was down there pounding on his face or something. It was literally 10 seconds. It was over. This,
ladies and gentlemen, is social justice, racial justice crying wolf. And my question is, how long are we going to do stuff like this? How long are we just going to make every interaction that's, I guess, negative like this racial, unless it is racial? Like, if she would have said some racial terms. You want to know what's interesting? Is Ben Crump?
Could it not be sexist, too? She was a woman, he was a man.
I'm pretty sure people have seen that video that went viral of the wigger saying the N-word with the safe.
Oh,
the dude
my
smacked him in the face.
God, that meme went wild.
Is Ben Crump going to be his lawyer? Is he going to be his defense attorney? Because that's assault.
I've seen so many memes with that damn T.
That's assault, no matter what. And I don't got anything more to say on this one. I got
two things.
Just goofy. But I'll let you say that before I just want to say something real quick about the guy getting smacked in the face. But go ahead and say what you got. Say what you got to say, brother.
I just highlighted two more things. Funny that the NYPD said it was not investigating the incident as a bias crime, whatever.
Hate crime.
Oh, okay. Well, they're not investigating it as of this article. They might be.
As they should not do.
Well, it was a white and a woman. Anyway. Oh, and then Bill de Blasio, the one dancing in Times Square.
Oh, my God. I forgot to mention him.
He said, this is racism, plain and simple.
He said, this is a chance for me to share my thoughts with my black son.
He got a black son?
His wife is black.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, they was dancing in Times Square when nobody else was allowed there.
This is racism. If this is the level of racism that America displays, then either one, we need to go back to racism school.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast.
Yeah, let's talk about them statues. Race.
Well, I'll start with the most egregious one. So the city of Boston decided to remove an Abraham Lincoln statue. That, usually I print these things out and I'll print them out without the pictures because This is a black and white picture. I just want the text. Mm-hmm. This one I deliberately kept the picture. Because it says on the statue, emancipation. So I don't know what you guys know what that means. But underneath Abraham Lincoln is a kneeling slave being emancipated because of what Lincoln was doing.
That's a fact.
But that's offensive.
That's a fact that Abraham Lincoln was responsible for emancipating black slaves. I think
so that is showing the entire act, and it says on there what he's doing.
Because we once were slaves, as the statue depicts a slave, and Abraham Lincoln emancipated us, which the statue depicts Abraham Lincoln emancipating us, I guess, and the chains being broken.
What I find interesting, I haven't looked really deep into this, but according to this article, the decision followed 2 public hearings and a petition from artist Tory Bullock, in which 12,000 people supported removing the statue.
12,000 people?
How many people are in the city of Boston?
We're about to find out.
How many people are in the state of Massachusetts?
12,000 people?
Who are these 12,000 people? Who is Tory Bullock? What? So, in which? So this petition was started by Tory Bullock, and 12,000 people supported that petition.
I usually thought you needed at least like
700,000.
I thought you needed like at least 100,000 for some.
Who is Tory Bullock, and why does he have that much influence over government decisions?
I bet you
he's an artist.
I bet you $1 he's not black.
Well, his name's Tory. I've met 2 Tories. One's a male, one's a female, and they're both white.
I've never met a black Tory.
Let's see. Drum roll, please.
Tory Bullock.
Here we go. Tory
Bullock.
Woof!
Oh, he is a black.
What?
Yeah, he is a black.
Damn. So why does he have that much influence? Oh, look, Dear Boston, this has to go.
Oh, Tory Bullock. What's wrong with Abraham Lincoln, dude?
Boston influencer Tory Bullock hopes to change the world. And that's in 2019, 11/18.
What is wrong with Abraham Lincoln?
Well, it has some lines in here.
So let's say, I don't know.
It just astounds me how people like this get that much influence in government decisions when I thought the government was supposed to be representing the people as a whole, right, not influencers.
This is not the first Abraham Lincoln statue to be removed.
I don't even want to hear that. I mean, we can if you want.
No.
This statue has stood in that park since 1879.
Oof.
And guess what? It's a copy of a monument that stood in Washington, D.C. by a man named Thomas Ball. Thomas...
The balls.
The original work, which came to be known as the Emancipation Group, was purchased through donations by freed enslaved people and black veterans of the Union Army.
Wow.
It was that important that a copy of it was put in Boston.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Bullock knows that he has to. Can you you just said that it was funded by donations from
black veterans of the Union Army and freed enslaved people. So the people that were actually freed and the people that fought in the war to get people freed funded the statue that was created.
That been there since 1879.
Yeah. According to the mayor's office, the decision for removal acknowledged the statue's role in perpetuating harmful prejudices and obscuring the role of black Americans in shaping the nation's freedoms.
So one would ask, and this isn't necessarily my own thoughts. I'm just trying to gain some more insight here. One may ask, what do this mean? What does this mean? So, Abraham Lincoln is perhaps the most popular president ever, other than George Washington. And
Trump.
What? Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about presidents, not emperors.
Fascist. But what did this mean that a statue that meant a lot, a whole lot to the history of this country can be removed?
Check this out. I found this little tidbit. The process of designing and commissioning the statue was controlled by a white-run war relief agency called the Western Sanitary Commission.
Say that 5 times fast. White-run war relief.
So actually, Frederick Douglass had something to say about the original statue, which brings a whole new point of view to it. Admirable as the monument by Mr. Ball in Lincoln Park, it does not, as it seems to me, tell the whole truth. He continued, and perhaps no one monument could be made to tell the whole truth of any subject which it might be designed to illustrate. So depending on who's looking at it and how you're looking at it and how you want to judge it, that's going to determine how you feel about it. Because he's saying a one statue cannot encapsulate everything about anything, of everything about everything.
Yeah, but one thing, and not to...
You can't tell the whole truth of a subject with a one statue.
But one thing a statue does is opens up that conversation. I mean, pretty sure you've been on tours, you know what I'm saying? Or there's a bit of an inscription there that has a little bit of it, and then we all have iPhones except that lady in Soho. You can Google it. But who doesn't know what Abraham Lincoln did? Or you don't have to be a scholar to know the context behind
that. He also said,
leave the statue alone.
So I don't know if somebody just started reading Douglass and this is a justification for removing it, but it says, the Negro here, though rising, is still on his knees and nude. What I want to see before I die is a monument representing the Negro, not couchant. Is that I don't know the couchant? On his knees like a 4-footed animal, but erect on his feet like a man.
Well, I mean
that could...
I still wouldn't argue to take it down. That doesn't make it offensive. I mean, you have to, and maybe this is just my personal opinion, you have to choose to be offended by that.
Exactly.
Not just look at it and be offended. Like, it's not like looking at a goddamn swastika.
And there's no plan to do it, like what they're going to do or what's going to replace it, or if they're just going to...
It's not like looking at a swastika.
See, that's what's funny, because when I was in Berlin, they have not internment. What am I thinking of? Concentration camps. Concentration camps are still there outside the city. You go there, they have tour guides. They tell you all about this stuff and how terrible it is. Mm-hmm. You walk through it and you feel how bad it is. They have all these little pictures for each part of the... Mm-hmm. Like, everything's there but the people. And then you go in the middle of Berlin and they have the Holocaust Memorial. It like takes up 3 blocks and you walk through and you feel like all sad. They have part of the Berlin Wall. They have Checkpoint Charlie. They have all these reminders about what they did and how terrible it was. They're not tearing it down because they don't want to repeat that shit.
Right.
I mean, if you tear this down, I'm not suggesting that we're going to go back to slavery, but people need to be reminded about what happened here.
No, we're not going back to slavery, but we are regressing to group.
That to me, that doesn't glorify anything. That to me shows something good that happened.
I mean, the imagery is bad. Like, I'm black, so that looks bad that a black man is on his knees and a white man is kneeling over him. But grow up. That's all I got to say about that. That's Abraham Lincoln. We were goddamn slaves. He's freed us, and it's 2021. It's a statue.
Yeah, like if you look at it like that, not knowing history or anything,
you would be offended.
But he doesn't even look white there. He's like bronze like the other guy.
I know they both look bronzed, but you can tell by the hair.
Yeah, so if I looked at that not knowing anything, it does look like a guy having another guy. He's still kneeled. I don't know what he's doing. He's putting his hand over him like Jesus or something, but
it's godlike.
Oh, for sure.
Offensive to some, apparently, of course, but come on now, man. If it wasn't for Abraham Lincoln, we wouldn't have been freed in 1863.
You probably would have been freed by now, but I don't know when.
I will hope so.
Because I don't know of any other nation that has actual, except North Korea. No,
they're
China. I don't want to say that, but they have the Muslims camps.
Yeah, I was just about to say I haven't done like no extensive research to just give you a bunch of footnotes and quotes, but there still is quote unquote like chattel slavery, like
yeah, for sure
in the world, in Africa. In Africa, I heard a line in a rap song today. It's becoming one of my favorite rap song lines. It said originally African, but I don't give a hut.
Affirmative Reaction Podcast. 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 Affirmative Reaction.